It's an uprising. It's an uprising.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell, and I'm here with Mr. Scott Free. How's Scott today?
Hey, how's it going?
A lot is happening.
Yes, absolutely a lot.
And solutions are imminent, I think. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're having other technical difficulties as well. Facebook will no longer let me share to the groups that I'm a part of that I've been sharing to for, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 months.
Yeah.
So they don't like what we're saying. So we're going to count on you all to share our stream because I'm being censored.
Yeah.
I knew it was a matter of time.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah. So got a lot to cover today. We may not get to the comments, but please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. We're going to start with so the Palestinian envoy to the UN was handed the mic by Pakistan. And I don't know if Scott can play it a little fast. He talks a little slow because English is not his first language.
I have it set for that.
Okay.
So.
But it's worth listening to. So it starts at 33 to 7:33.
Well,
we're going to go a little faster, though.
Oh, God, that doesn't sound good. Oh, I'm playing it at style.
Mr. President.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.25 if you can find it.
Yeah, it's oh my God. Okay.
The little over on the other side, on the right side. There you go. Boom. Playback speed 1.25.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
There it is underneath.
Okay.
I wish the world would slow down and pay attention to it. So back to 33 seconds. Because
year-old Yusuf died of starvation. He was among 15 people to starve to death in the last 24 hours in Gaza. Israel has ravaged Gaza. It has destroyed nearly everything in that narrow strip of Palestinian land. But nearly 2 million human beings remain, including 1 million children. They must be saved. Israel has destroyed everything, their lives, their homes, the mosques and the churches, the schools and the hospitals, the entire infrastructure of life, and even the cemeteries. But make no mistake, the real target is the 2 million Palestinians who remain in Gaza. For Israel, their destruction is required for its scheme to take over the land. The fact Netanyahu and his government are actively pursuing transforming Gaza into a land without a people through genocide and ethnic cleansing under the unconvincing disguise of voluntary migration has only been made possible by the impunity they enjoy.
1980, when Magnum started.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
That was
All of what is happening now was predictable, premeditated and planned. It is a criminal and cruel enterprise occurring openly for all to see. Do you know when was the first plan for so-called voluntary migration presented to the Israeli cabinet? 13th October 2023. Go back to what we said in this very chamber 20 months ago. We said this would be happening. It took tens of thousands of Palestinians killed for the world to acknowledge it. How many more need to die before getting the world to act to stop this genocide? Mr. President, in Gaza, starved journalists are reporting about starved health and humanitarian personnel trying to save the lives of starving infants and children and their starving families. People are dying of hunger and thirst by design or while desperately trying to get food or water by design. People are collapsing in the streets while being forcibly displaced yet again by design. People are being gunned down and murdered by Israeli soldiers for merely trying to get a bag of flour or lentils to feed their families, again by design. Every day now, we receive heart-wrenching messages from Gaza with few words. I am hungry. This is what our children are saying, and every individual in Gaza is saying, I am hungry. There is no food for my family. We are dying. Help us. What should we tell them? What should the Security Council tell them? That the whole world is against this starvation policy, and yet it is worsening. That no one wants to see people in Gaza starving, and yet the world watches on as they die of hunger and thirst. Should we read to them the strong statements issued or the resolutions adopted? What should we tell them? They hear of outrage, condemnation, pressure, and deals being made, but find no food to save their lives and the lives of their loved ones, or get shot to death while trying to reach it. They bury their sons and daughters every day. They grow thinner as their bodies eat away at them every day, wasting away. Their struggle to survive more painful and more crushing every day. What should we tell them? That the negotiations for a ceasefire continue, and that in the meantime, Israel has been given a right to massacre them and to deny them aid to life? Is that what international law stipulates? Is that what humanity dictates? What should we tell them? That this is the extent of what the world can do or is willing to do to save Palestinian lives? That the fact the perpetrators of these horrors are Israelis means they cannot be held to account? That there is aid at the borders and brave UN and humanitarian personnel ready to distribute this aid as they had done before, but we cannot get Israel to open the crossings and allow the aid to be distributed without killing those distributing it or those receiving it. What is our collective plan to actually save lives? What is being done now that could actually stop this horror? That is the only measure that matters. Are we doing what is necessary to save the millions of lives at risk? Are we upholding our legal, political, humanitarian, moral, and human obligations? And the answer is absolutely clear. We are not.
Yeah, pause there, I believe.
So,
it was kind of midweek, Edie, when you were like so depressed, and we were going to change the focus of the show to kind of talk about that whole issue. And one of the things I've been doing is just sitting there and thinking, what can we do? What can we do? And I know we have the technology. I thought of this, the war in Ukraine and Russia involves a whole lot of drones, like hundreds of drones a day. They don't really talk about that, but drones are a big part of the war. Why the fuck can't we have drones with food drops? Why can't any country with that technology do drones of food drops? You cannot shoot them all down. They show, I don't know the specifics of the Iron Dome, but we saw an example of the Iron Dome at work for the Iran-Israel 12-day war. And what we saw was the Iron Dome worked for about 3 days and then it collapsed because either it ran out of missiles, or they had more technologically advanced missiles coming from Iran. I'm not sure, but it collapsed. So why the fuck isn't a country doing drone food drops? So they get shot down, nobody dies, right? So it just, I don't know, my head explodes because it just seems like we have the technology. We have the means. Any country with that technology could do it. Obviously we could, but we're fucking
And the Freedom Flotilla is trying again, but one boat is not going to fix anything. It's
No.
basically symbolic.
It's totally symbolic.
We need 1,000 boats.
Right.
We need to storm the dang crossing at Rafah and allow the aid in.
And that's why
Just remove them. They are criminals.
Yeah.
And the people that are stopping it are the people that are committing the genocide. I don't know what's wrong with Egypt.
Oh,
Unless they're enjoying it.
No. Well, the leader of Egypt, I mean, he's one of the paid. Yeah, he's one of the plants. He's a tool. He's a tool of the U.S. You know?
The people, just like here, just like everywhere, the people must do it.
Well, Yemen is certainly, they are doing their part, but I just feel like maybe what we could do is start you feel so helpless, right? All we could do is start social media campaigns. Why don't we start a social media campaign to call out to countries to do drone food drops?
And to boycott the companies that are supporting it.
Yeah, but I mean, it has to do with the absolute urgency. They're dying today. They're dying today, and it's the worst kind of torture. I saw a clip of a woman in Gaza that they said, she goes, "Please bomb us because we can't take this."
Yeah.
The starvation it's just the most horrific way to die. It's just. Yeah, it's so creepy to watch all this and all these people sitting here like no one's fucking doing anything. It's just her. Oh, my God.
Francesca Albanese, they keep trying to change the subject on her, and she's like, "No, I don't want to talk about me. I don't want to talk about sanctions on me. I don't want to talk about any of that. Aid to Gaza. That's all I want to talk about.
Right.
Make it stop.
Right. Yeah. So, folks, I'm gonna
miss me with your bullshit."
So I'm going to try to come up with some graphic or something because we have to. It just seems like that's an obvious one, right? The drone technology's there.
Yeah, something to pressure civilians.
No. I know. I'm talking about governments taking drones, but I'm talking about that should be our social media campaign. Is that to convince some governments, Yemen? I mean, I don't know what their drone technology is, but there must be countries out there with the drone technology that can reach Gaza that can do it. I mean. Yeah, I'm sorry.
When I continue, it goes to 1205 to 1651, and it won't be quite that long because it's important. This one we definitely.
Then I'll qualify it. I completely disagree when he talks about a two-state solution.
Oh no, to 1651, it doesn't.
Right. Yes. Well, where's the starting point?
1205.
Okay, I think it does.
And by the way, Denmark, France, and the U.S. gave atrocious speeches. Just the
really
worst.
Horrific.
I mean, excuses upon excuses why it's okay to do what they're doing.
There's a growing interest in socialism among young people in America.
Yeah, that's right.
But do they know about its
I wonder why.
Huh.
Oh my God.
Rather than stay silent.
1205.
But speaking out cannot be an alternative to action.
Okay, that's fine.
And certainly not months. We are out of time. Because every day we fail to act, children are killed, starved, orphaned, burned, disabled, and traumatized. Families are shattered. Life is destroyed. Red lines are useless if they can be crossed over and over again without consequences. Rules are worthless if we are not willing to sanction their breacher. Words are meaningless if they are not followed by action. We needed to act, and act now. Of course, it is better to speak out rather than stay silent. But speaking out cannot be an alternative to action, especially when it is evident Israel is not listening and becoming only more brutal, only more dangerous. And we should not pretend we are not hearing what Israel is saying or not seeing what it is doing. Netanyahu, Katz, Saar, Smotrich, and Ben Gvir are clear. They say there are no innocent people in Gaza. They call our children children of darkness. They call our people human animals and have been acting accordingly. They spoke of inflicting death and destruction on all of Gaza, and they did. They are confessing to their own crimes and are committing them in plain sight for all to see. 7 decades of impunity make them confident they have no reason to hide their intentions or actions. Mr. President, we warn against all those who try to portray this conflict as a religious conflict, including those who do so to shield Israel from criticism and condemnation. This is not a conflict between Jews and Muslims. It is a war against Palestinian presence in the land of Palestine. Palestinian Christians are not spared, from Gaza to Taiba, from Bethlehem to Jerusalem. The Israeli strike against the Holy Family Church is not the first of its kind. By the way, this is the church that the late Pope Francis used to call every day. The historic Greek Orthodox Church of Saint Porphyrius in Gaza was bombed in the early days of the war, as was the great Omari Mosque. 2 Palestinian women were shot and killed on the grounds of the Holy Family Church back in December 2023. Settlers' terror attacks are about forcibly displacing Palestinian communities regardless of their faith and about stealing their land.
You can stop there if you
Christians are harassed, attacked, and
want. That's
beaten.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not about religion, y'all.
Okay. No, they've got pictures and videos and all kinds of stuff from pre-1948 with Muslims and Jews and Christians all living together fine in the area. I mean, absolutely, that had nothing to do with it. They forced that.
Yeah, we got a drone conversation going on in the
Oh, good.
chat.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
if there's criticism of it, I just thought of it this morning. But
they're saying like the tactical drones are only like 50 miles or so.
Wait,
There's drones that have a range of up to 2,000 miles, but those are usually used for intel.
Well, again,
just
my
strap some
point is we do have the technology. See, so we do have the technology. I don't know which countries, but you know, China doesn't have the technology. Come on.
I did want to address Brian Grigsby's comment a little bit.
Okay.
So he's saying that hard lens and different people aren't really talking about Green Party. And I put up this. We're doing the work. We need more organizers and more reach. This is not the old Green Party. New activist energy is everywhere. Just look at this show. Scott and I are heavily involved in the Illinois Green Party. I don't know why it.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't speak to his one show, but we do have a clip of Nick Cruz talking about Jill Stein really strongly, and the concept of third parties. So
and Colonial Outcasts. But we can move on to the next one if you want. This is Preventable Starvation, Alex DeWall. She's a famine expert. Katie Halper compared this to Nazi Germany, using food in the ghettos to lure Jews out and put them in concentration camp. This is from Useful Idiots Monday Morning Show with Katie Halper and Aaron Mate.
What's the
Start
title?
at 424.
What's the title of it?
Preventable Starvation, Alex DeWall. Or Useful Idiots. I don't know how you're seeing it.
I put up so much. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, can we maybe come back to it later? I'm just not seeing it right now. I know I had it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go to the next one.
Okay. Israel's Dark Secret, Genocide Economy Exposed by Francesca Albanese.
Okay, hold on.
And I don't see that either. Shit. Let me see if I can find that. Sorry, you guys. It's been a rough week. And he's completely right. I was depressed. But I ran out and banged my pots and pans.
Oh, we're going to get to that in a second. Maybe do we want to do that? Leah, let's do that right now.
Yeah, let's do that if that's handy.
All right.
We can jump around. Just the code pink?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Technology's not our friend today.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
the most moving displays I have seen of all these people leaving their empty pots and pans to say to the government, stop starving the people in Gaza. The world is watching. So we're just going to show you the pots and pans and the signs that people have left as a display to their government, how we are so disgusted with their support for genocide and starvation.
Yeah, and I thought, I was really inspired by that one, and I went on my little social media tirade this morning and just was talking about how we definitely want to add that to all the Palestine protests. Bring pots and pans, and then wherever your protest is, if there's a appropriate government building, to leave them there. And just, we need to make these displays. I like that it's an extra step in the protest aspect, first with the noise, and then with leaving. That was great to see that. I mean, and go to thrift stores and get pots and pans cheap. They're
Or just grab the old ones that are beat up out of your cabinet.
Right.
That you're probably going to get rid of anyway,
And of course, I couldn't help but think of the COVID I can't remember even the issue, but like folks got out of their windows and banged their pots at like 6 p.m. every night, and it went out for a couple nights. And
I did that the other night.
Okay, yeah, and I thought the same thing, but I don't. The thing about that was everybody was stuck in their house, so I don't know if it would be as successful, but I think that adding pots and pans is a really appropriate thing right now. And again, it's just to show the issue. It's so difficult to deal with mentally what's happening.
Yeah, it is. And we are solutions oriented organization and people. That is why we're with the Green Party, because they have the solutions, been writing about them for 30, 40 years. And there was a graphic. I don't think we got it on, but you got the Francesca Albanese.
Yeah, I got that.
If you wanna do that, and what's the timestamp? Hang on, I was gonna read those.
I think it starts at the beginning.
00 to 250.
An economy of occupation just turned into an economy of genocide. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange has increased its value 179%, 70 billion in the last month alone. Why? Arms manufacturers and security/surveillance system has been profiteering a lot through the customization of weaponry and how Israel has perfected certain techniques of surveillance or killing Palestinians throughout this genocidal war. Palestine has always been a laboratory for Israel, and Israel must be understood as a military state. In order to preserve itself as an ethno-state, it has had to rely significantly on the use of force, on military force. And the Palestinians have provided an endless pool of resources on which to test surveillance techniques, technology, and other kinds of weapons with zero accountability, zero scrutiny, and a lot of return. One people enriched and another erased. Israel's economy is a business of erasure, of elimination. 60,000 people have been killed. Over 100,000 have been maimed. 1/3 of the killed ones are children. The harm that has
My brothers and sisters in Islam, in places where the world goes silent, we are commanded to speak, support humanity's mobile.
Well, I'm not going to give them my
the
money.
Palestinians is enormous and can hardly be met by justice. However, there is something absolutely abominable in the way this genocide has been committed. This is a genocide that has been enforced through weaponry, technology, and surveillance systems of the 21st century. If I look back right now, after 3 years of this mandate as a special rapporteur, I see a continuum in various pieces of work that I've done. Israel has violated the right of self-determination of the Palestinians, like the right to exist on the little land that remains to them, politically, culturally, economically. It has strangled the possibility for them to have an economy by controlling their resources, land, water, fuel, gas, and diverting them and the profits that others could make out of them toward itself. And this is why I insist today we need to stop feeding this illusion that there is a good Israel and a bad Israel, a good Israel with whom it's okay to do business, while if you cross the green line and you get into the colonies, then it becomes problematic. No, it's Israel which commits violations of the right of self-determination, which maintains an unlawful occupation, which advances annexation, and therefore it's Israel which today must face sanctions, divestment, and based on what civil society is increasingly and successfully doing, boycotts. The report exposed.
Yep.
Boycotts.
No, absolutely. I think it's, that's an excellent video. Thanks, Edie, for adding that. Because it does really get into the real issues there. And, she just needs to add US to her speech, because in all of that technology that she referenced, the US is involved in US corporations like Google, like Amazon Cloud. I mean, Palantir. I don't know if Palantir is an American company, but the technology, all of those early on when they were doing the assassinations, the really targeted assassinations, that was all AI technology, and our companies have been involved in that. Google, Amazon Cloud.
They kill the peace negotiators inside of sovereign nations,
right,
when they're negotiating peace, because they don't want peace.
Right.
I don't know if you can grab that graphic I had about the consumer boycott targets. It's like red and white. It lists all the companies. You're gonna have to teach me how to do that so I can help you do this part.
Okay, all right.
But
let me work on that.
It starts up. Act now against these companies profiting from the genocide of the Palestinian people. Consumer boycott targets: Ava, Puma, Carrefour, HP, Chevron, Caltex, Remax, Ahava, Texaco, Siemens, SodaStream. Divestment and exclusion targets: Elbit Systems, CAF, Volvo, CAT, Barclays, JCB, Intel, Hyundai, Chevron again, TKH Security, HIK Vision, and then, pressure targets. Here's the one that we can really do good with. Google. I know YouTube's Google. We will use it for as long as we can, because we're using it to fight the genocide. So Google, Amazon. I've canceled my Amazon account. Airbnb. I canceled my Airbnb account. I told them why I was canceling it. Airbnb is the worst. And Booking.com, they are advertising resort destination in the Palestinian territory.
Sick.
On top of the bodies of genocided people. Expedia, Disney.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get the graphic.
Tiva. Well, we'll get it for next time. You'll have to teach me how to do that. For some reason, it doesn't agree with my computer. Organic boycott targets: McDonald's, Domino's, Papa John's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, and Wix. So you want to know how you can fight back? Don't use these companies, and tell everyone. I guess we can move on to something else now.
Yeah, I do have.
People drive by and they support us, and because we protest every week, every Sunday, and this time we had an extra one on Friday, during the afternoon, and the weather felt like 104.
And that's in Carbondale, folks. Carbondale.
That's in Carbondale, Illinois, and we on average get 30 to 50 people every week, sometimes twice a week. I did an emergency protest, and I was surprised that like 20 people came out on the 24th, because this is imminent mass starvation, and these people are dying. They're dropping dead. They haven't had any food or water shipped in for 5 months, and Israel has broken every means of them getting it for themselves. Every means. They won't even let them go in the ocean, like we reported last week, to cool off. Or fish. Yeah. So anyway,
I
so
have.
escalate.
Oh, okay. I lost the. We're gonna
That's okay.
skip the Paris one. I lost it. I'm not having a good day.
That's okay. So, did you want to play? So we can move on to Israel first because we're at 30 minutes. That sounds like a good place to move on. All this stuff is in our show notes. So for Facebook, will only let me do 10 links. So the last ones you'll have to look up yourself. Military police in many Western countries. It's what is it? It's on X.com. It's one that you found.
Yeah, that one I lost. Yep.
Oh.
Okay, we could cover MAGA going to Israel for military training.
Okay. I think that's just an article, right?
Correct.
Yeah, share post. I miss you, Ariel. I wish you'd come back and produce for us, so we could just talk. The Israel Foreign Ministry will spend $86,000 to finance a tour of Israel for 16 Americans to get them to use their vast online influence to craft more positive images of a nation openly engaged in genocide. The effort is being made as Israel reacts to a significant turn, thank you everyone, in public opinion against it, especially by Western youth. Tel Aviv realizes its usual methods of propaganda and apparently its own in-house troll army are no longer working as it once did. The Americans, whose names have not been divulged, belong to the MAGA and America First movements. The newspaper said they are all younger than 30 and each have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers, a vast target-rich environment for propaganda. Israel intends to bring more than 500 influencer delegations to Israel this year, the ministry said. Do you see what's happening, y'all?
Well, I hope that, with the bombing of the ports and the massive BDS campaigns that we're doing, that Israel can just collapse. They won't be able
economically.
Yeah, I hope they economically collapse, so they won't be able to be doing these programs of flying people over. And I know that they were bombing the airport. Yemen was bombing the airport.
And it goes back to the boycott, and unfortunately, I think Illinois, thank you, Governor Pritzker, outlawed companies from getting public funds if you boycott Israel.
Oh, right.
Not America, not France.
No.
Not Canada, not Mexico, not anywhere else in the world, just Israel. Who funds you, runs you, right? So I would say Israel runs J.B. Pritzker, apparently.
Yeah, right.
I believe he used to be on their board of AIPAC. Sorry, JB, not buying it. You can say whatever you want. You're still a billionaire and you self-funded your campaign. Keeping the working class from representing the working class. Anyway, you want to go to the James Lee interview?
Yeah,
Do you have that one?
Yeah.
So that starts at 39:24. So James Lee created a 20-minute documentary, The True Nature of the ADL and How It Spies on Americans for Israel. And this is brought to you by The Last Vagabond. 39:24. Can you make it big? There we go.
On to Israel, and they passed the information on to South Africa. This is apartheid South Africa.
According to a declassified FBI document, one prominent investigator working on behalf of the ADL was Ray Bullock, a San Franciscan with the codename Cal, who posed as a small-time art dealer in the Castro district. Working clandestinely with Bullock was Thomas Gerard, a detective with the San Francisco Police Department's intelligence unit and a 3-year veteran of the CIA. Bamford wrote that, quote, Gerard would illegally supply Bullock with confidential data from the police and FBI computer files about Americans, many of them pro-Palestinian activists that were targets of the ADL. His reports were then submitted to the ADL's executive director in San Francisco, Richard Hershot. Court documents ultimately exposed that Bullock and/or Hershot admitted that the ADL or its agents gave information to the government of Israel and sold information to the government of South Africa. including information secretly collected from Jewish peace groups. Is that anti-Semitic?
Pause there.
Yeah. The one thing I really got out of that, and I think it's important for people to think about this. I don't know what years that was happening, but if those pictures were an indication, I mean, I come from the LGBT community. I, know the history, a lot of what happened in the gay community, what came out of San Francisco, and the two pictures they had of him with his looking like a 1970s clone, so he was a gay art dealer, or posing to be gay, I don't know, but a gay art dealer in the Castro district of San Francisco. And he's a effing CIA plant getting intel for Israel. So it's just, folks, we are infiltrated everywhere in every aspect of life. I mean, again, just the idea that the CIA decided to go into the gay subculture and have an art dealer be doing the intel. I mean, it's the levels at which our government has infiltrated us will always probably be unknowable, because it's just unreal that the degree that they go to. I mean, I never thought of that when I was in the gay male community, hanging out. I never hung out on Castro Street, but the equivalent in Chicago. Oh my God.
I just want to report that YouTube is censoring the green live stream to post a comment on its own live stream. And I'm going to read it. And you all tell me if this has been rejected because they think I'm spamming you. Brian said, Israel does not run us. The CIA has its largest base in Israel. The CIA runs us via Israel. And I said, they all work together to oppress and destroy people around the world. Is that not true? YouTube, is that not true?
Oh, and they wouldn't let you post it. Oh, Jesus.
They wouldn't let me post it. So
it's interesting.
I'm flattered that I'm censorship worthy.
Yeah. And it's an interesting idea, Brian, except will we ever know how large the CIA in America is? I mean, how about that example? And that was, I'm going to say 70s San Francisco. So will we ever know? So I don't know if it makes any sense to be comparing the size of the Mossad/CIA in Israel versus America. It's just, I think the point is how completely invasive they are in our world. Yeah, and they work together. So yeah, a relative size. I mean,
don't lose that one because we had another piece.
Okay.
46 to 49, 4620.
Okay.
Yeah, if you bring that back up, that'd be great.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Hopefully it doesn't trigger a commercial.
It probably will. Anytime
Well, you can leave it down. Can you leave it down there?
Oh, interesting idea. Okay, to 4620.
4620. Okay. Looks like it's all right.
Yeah, I think I just got to bring it up because
Okay.
it could pop up at any time.
These are obviously bad people. And then you look, oh, well, they seem to have some influence over the media. They seem to have some influence over policing. They might be spying on us. And all of a sudden you have, I mean, I've seen this happen in the course of the last 6 or 8 months, people who are starting to question a lot of things. You know, maybe they didn't feel any hatred towards Jews before, but this is certainly contributing to that. And it's driven by this kind of, I would say, cover for, unhinged, behavior from a foreign government that has nothing to do with, the Torah or Judaism, religious practices. It's everything to do with a state that's looking to expand. I don't know if you saw this, but I was looking at a picture the other day on the BF patch, or on their shoulder patch. It's a map of not just the current boundaries of Israel, but what they call Greater Israel, which includes other, not just the Palestinian areas, but includes parts of like Syria and Jordan. So it's really an expansionist colonial, power that they're trying to establish versus saying, oh, we just need a safe, homeland for Jewish people.
Yeah. And that's not.
Stop. Yeah, that's fine.
No, I have to suspect. I mean, obviously there are anti-Semitic people out there, and you see the term, and they just say the Jews, blah blah blah, and you're like, guy. I mean,
We're like, no,
anti-Semitic,
Zionists.
but also it is absolutely proven that there are Zionists that put that stuff out there to try to, stoke the fires. So, but it's such a, I mean, to extend it to Jewish folks, it's just gross, and it's just that old, kind of pathetic KKK kind of racist crap, and it's so I don't know, but. You see the posts. I am seeing a lot of posts, the Jews, blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. It's, but it's quite obvious, and again, it does when he talks about greater Israel and, they're talking about that all the time. You just can't help but think, my God, this is just the colonial project that's been going on. We did it to the Native Americans throughout this country. I mean, it's the expansion and the taking over and the genociding of people.
And then we kidnapped people from Africa and brought them over here for forced labor, slave labor, upon the punishment of death and torture.
Yeah, there's capitalism.
And that part of our society has never recovered.
Yeah.
They owe them, they destroyed their lives where they were, and they brought them over here and destroyed generational wealth. Yeah. So the next one is, it's only about a minute and a half. Caitlin Johnstone. Do you have that one? AOC is a genocidal con artist.
Yeah.
Caitlin Johnstone, Australia. If you're not following her, I'm telling you, she doesn't pull the punches, which I love. So from 133 to 251 is what we're looking for.
End quote. AOC's statement is absolute crap. The Iron Dome is not used for defending, it's used to facilitate constant attacks. In an article for Jewish Currents titled "Iron Dome is not a defensive system," Dylan Saba explains, by almost entirely negating the ability of militant groups in Gaza to respond to Israel's incursions, the purportedly defensive Iron Dome allows Israel to strike without fear of repercussion. And because the cost is so low when measured in Israeli casualties, Israel can wage perpetual war without suffering domestic political consequences, and is under negligible pressure to pursue diplomacy with the Palestinians. In theory, a weapon like Iron Dome could be used only defensively, but in practice it doesn't work that way, analyst Nathan Trull told Jewish Currents. Iron Dome facilitates greater Israeli offensive measures because it lowers the perceived cost to Israel of escalating or extending or initiating attacks. In other words, when the Iron Dome may prevent the deaths of Israeli non-combatants, it has made it easier for Israel to engage in deadly operations that take Palestinian lives. End quote.
Is that the right stop? 250?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that we got the perfect example of that in the 12-day war with Iran. That's why Israel begged the U.S. and demanded a ceasefire, because the Iron Dome was failing. And so they could not continue their genocide because now their citizens are in, bunkers and screaming, and buildings were bombed. And so they are absolutely right. If all you were doing was sitting there and you wanted to protect your country, an Iron Dome might make sense. Again, I'm anti-war, but it might make sense. But not at the same time you're bombing every country around you. Then it's not defensive. So that was
if you were the one being attacked, and you weren't doing anything wrong, I get it.
Yeah.
But AOC calling you out, girl.
Oh my God.
Not even close to okay. And I am glad you're feeling the heat.
Right.
Because I saw this in you a long time ago.
I mean,
and our chat is talking about right.
Yeah, and we can
our chat is talking about the Epstein stuff, but I feel like, although valid, it is not the most important thing in the world right now. Thanks to Biden, Trump has immunity. He can't get in trouble for anything. So we need to focus on saving lives of Palestinians and nothing else right now.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
And preventing ICE from kidnapping people off the street. We got to go for where it's actually happening. The empire is coming for all of us. And the sooner you all realize that, your whiteness is not going to protect you. Your suburbs not going to protect you. Your job's not going to protect you. It's just not going to happen. Your community is the one that's going to protect you.
And I wanted to share this graphic because it's such an excellent, it's so well done because it really encapsulates the entire issue. She voted against stopping funding for the Iron Dome. She wanted the Iron Dome to continue. So that's AOC as the Iron Dome. But what is she protecting? Guys from killing Palestinian kids. So that's what the protection is. If there was no Iron Dome, those swords and little tags about would be hitting those IDF soldiers who are killing Palestinian children. So I mean, I think it's the best meme I've seen in so long. It exactly displays what was going on. Oh, and she's got blood down there. Okay. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, I saw going around the internet, which I love how creative people are.
Yeah.
Where they put Nancy Pelosi's hair on AOC.
Well, yeah, right.
Exploration of fundraising and bullshit.
And Butch Ware, I don't know if he invented it. He always calls her AOC Pelosi. So yeah.
Yes, community. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Brian, you are right. Epstein people are the warmongers. This is a way to get to them, but I don't think it's going to work because our courts are not prosecuting people. You know, it wouldn't matter if there was evidence. There's evidence of a genocide in your face.
Yeah.
And our country is sending the dang money, and we can't stop that. What makes you think the Epstein thing is going to be anything?
Yeah, I mean, if
this is a sane world, yeah.
I mean, I think we can multitask, but starvation is the issue. That's the priority. We have to work on this immediately. That this is, it has to be worked on immediately. If Epstein comes out a month later and we deal with that, great. But yeah, this is the immediate one.
So is the next one the Cecilia? Is that what you want to put up?
Or I'll describe it a little more.
Or the Times of Israel. I think that one. That's Max Blumenthal, right?
Can you give me a title?
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
trying to be helpful.
Yep. Here you go.
AOC's career was launched by two Israeli venture capitalists.
Mm-hmm.
And they named names, Joe Raby and Sherry, can't say that name, of Gage Strategies. The origin story is left out of her bio. How convenient. And I remember, I think Sabby was saying that Zaina Day, when she was with Justice Democrats, she was on her campaign. She's like, I never read that. I wouldn't have been there if I'd known.
Right.
Yeah.
And Nick did some research. I don't know if it's been corroborated, of the biggest donor to Mamdani, who was a fellow of Peter Thiel, which is Palantir, which is the AI technology that was used to target Palestinians at the beginning of the genocide. So there are parallels there, folks. There are parallels between AOC's rise and now his rise. Sorry, but it's not a coincidence that they're in the Democratic Party. Not a coincidence.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because apparently Butch knew his father, and his father was not that.
Yeah.
So if you immediately start selling out before you even take an office, that is a huge red flag.
Right.
And, I'm happy he, won the primary, but what are you going to do next? Are you going to stay true to what you said you were going to do? Are you going to actually fight the forces of evil?
But again, why did he win the primary?
For a career.
Why did he win the primary? Because he had the massive backing, and some of that backing was Israel originated. So, no. People,
well, we have a couple
why
more.
Can't people just vote for independence? I mean, why does it always have to be a Democrat? Like they think a Democrat's going to work for them.
Well, and that's another thing. We've been trying to get ranked choice voting passed for a very long time, even here in Illinois. Mm-hmm. Do you know why it doesn't pass? the Mamdani effect. He made it because of ranked choice voting.
Yeah, probably.
He beat out the people that were, Cuomo, establishment, like super establishment.
Right.
And that also holds back all the third parties. If you could just rank your choice, you might be really surprised who would win. Everybody agrees. I mean, I can't say everyone. The majority of people agree what the Green Party is striving to do would be good for the people of Illinois and the United States. Yet you're super afraid to do it because of the lesser evil argument, because there's no ranked choice.
Right.
So it will need to be a mass movement. And I'm pleading with everyone, let's get the Green Party in office in a substantial way, and we will not close the door behind us. It is for our democracy. We will help, other third parties that want to get in, as long, like PSL and different parties that have the same values that care about people and doing the right thing. So,
and I have to give it to Fair Vote. I used to work with them quite a bit. I'm still supportive of them. They do the ranked choice voting campaign in Illinois, and they do great work, and they've had successes. I mean, in places, Skokie, Evanston, they have had successfully enacted ranked choice voting in certain places, and they're trying in Chicago, and they're trying in the state of Illinois. So, and it would be helpful. I mean, I'm hardcore, so I would vote for who I want to know, give a crap about it. But there are a lot of people who feel they get, they decide, oh God, if I vote for this person, it's going to help the other side. So I get the psychology of it. So it would be important. I wish, I'm hoping the best for Fair Vote, Illinois.
Yeah, we understand it. Yeah. We don't agree with it, but we understand. I mean,
I just don't think it's needed, but
it's a campaign of fear, and it works on some.
Yes.
But what if, like, I used to tell my husband, like, well, he's like, my vote doesn't count. And I'm like, you times how many people say that, and then it counts. It's the same thing. If everybody that was afraid to vote third party just did it just once, everything would change.
Yep.
Just like, let's just try it. What we've been trying is not working. Look at the situation of our world and our country.
Right.
Let's just do it one time. Let's see what happens.
Right.
I challenge all of you watching to talk to your Vote Blue friends and that are too afraid just to take a chance and say, let's just try it once in the 2026 midterms. What's the worst that could happen?
Right. And they always say, this is the most important election. That's part of the fear, folks. And have any of those people said, I promise you, the next election, I'll vote independent, I'll vote Green Party? No, none of them do. Ever. So don't believe their crap.
Yeah. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So I'll bring up the next two. Cecilia, right. Let's be perfectly clear. Democratic Party loyalists were trying to sell their candidates as somewhat less genocidal.
Right.
With straight faces and concerned voices. To me, they were the voices of pure, unmitigated evil. Every Harris Waltz flag waved. Every I'm with her, Hillary, dribble was, to me, pure, unmitigated evil. They failed the most basic test of morality and humanity. Genocide is not a spectrum. It's not on a sliding scale. You're either against the mass slaughter of innocent people or you're not.
Right.
Well
exactly. And the I'm with her was extended to the Kamala campaign too.
Oh, yep. I blocked it out.
Oh, yeah. No, it was there. It was a big part of it. Yep.
Yeah, after I saw what was going on.
Yeah.
You want to read this one or no?
Sure. This is from Adam Johnson. I'm going to assume Twitter by the way it looks. And I'll read the one below first. We have zero evidence of any institutional Dem opposition to Trump's Gaza policy. At this point, this can only be read as agreement. A letter proposed by Representative Tlaib opposing mass starvation in Gaza only garnered 18 Democrats. Right, 18 a letter. This means 239 Democrats didn't give a shit. And it's
just a letter.
And that's the other thing that gets. Go ahead, Edie. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I thought maybe you might want to look up whatever the next thing would be, but
yeah, no. I just want to quickly add that that's the other thing that drives me nuts about Democratic Party supporters. They support the Democratic Party when 97% of the Democratic Party is completely opposed to anything they want. Why are you with a party that's only 3% on your side? What the hell are you doing?
And
how can you accept such crap?
99% is over here. I'm pretty sure most of the people that vote Democrats or any other, or don't vote, most of those people I would say too, because I don't know if you remember from a few months ago, the out of the eligible voters in Illinois and in several states across the country did not vote won the election. More people did not vote than voted for either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump or third party.
Yeah.
For that matter. The next one was the Greg Stoker.
Yeah, let me find the Greg Stoker.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll talk about this while you're looking.
Okay.
So I don't know where we grabbed this from. I apologize. Whoever did it, you did a great job. But capitalism is not freedom. Free is not having your life depend on money. We are not free. We can't afford housing. We can't afford food. We can't afford health care. We can't afford child care. We can't afford senior care. Free is not being charged to survive. We are not free.
Right.
Let me see if I can take it back down.
Okay.
Nope, I can't. Just go ahead and put yours up. It might replace it. There you go.
Okay.
There it is. This is Greg Stoker, y'all. He's amazing.
Huge fan. We're trying to get him on the show. We'll see if he comes.
To our generation's Nancy Pelosi in real time, and a bunch of reactionary liberals went into a meltdown, which is fine because I need to shed them every once in a while. But I do want to clarify my position. No, I do not want an armed revolution. I don't want to die bleeding out in a gutter, suffocating to death from tension pneumothorax. And no one will have to do that if we can all get on board with the idea that incremental, steady, responsible reform of the Democratic Party is possible. Because it's not. I think by now we can finally all agree that the fascists exist and they're not going anywhere. And therefore we need a political coalition or a party that is anti-fascist. And that is not the Democratic Party. How is reform working for you right now? It's not. We need a revolution, and it can be velvet, and we are going to try for that. But first, we need all you DNC bootlickers to get the fuck out of the way, because you're actually a huge threat. We are in an
Right. He is so right. And Malcolm X said it. The liberals are the problem because they should be on our side. And they're actually opposed to us. As we know, we've said it many times, the Democratic Party spends millions to destroy the Green Party. The Green Party, who has ideas they steal, and yet they want to destroy us. Mm-hmm. They need us for their ideas to steal.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's, I got to plug Greg Stoker, Colonial, Outcasts.
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite. Oh God. I mean, there's a few. Nick Cruz is also one of my other favorites at Revolutionary Blackout Network, but they're Colonial, Outcasts. There's Mark Wayne. I don't know if we'll get to the Mark Wayne one, but
yeah, well, we still got 30 minutes and we kind of borrowed from the next segment. So if we want to go to really quick, if you have the Mr. Fish, I'd love to show it because it really gives a great example. It's from Sheer Post. It's just a little short blurb. Mr. Fish does these amazing graphics. Now you see it, now you don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Sarah Lynn Maloney. People blame third parties for giving the election to Trump. If we all voted with our heads and hearts and conscience and all voted for a party who doesn't take corporate donations, right here, that profit in war and known floodplain development, haha, DNC bootlickers.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that.
Always willing to ignore the evil happening within the Democrats. They choose their comfort.
I mean, do they ever? I mean, I'll talk to liberal friends and I'll tell them some hard facts and they just sit there and
they're like, yeah, I know. I know, but I gotta go do this thing.
I know. It's just, ugh.
Yeah. So this is just freaking incredible. I love this. So now you see it. Mr. Fish bringing the heat. Let me see if I can read it.
I can do it if you want.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted you to maybe look for the next thing.
Okay.
Camouflaging genocide behind an ethno-cultural nationalist movement is easy after decades of success at camouflaging the wholesale destruction of the environment behind capitalism, and camouflaging xenophobia behind patriotism, and camouflaging the demolition of labor unions behind red baiting, and camouflaging the targeted discrimination of non-heteronormative people behind faux Christian moralism, and camouflaging the crushing of free speech and academic freedom behind bogus accusations of anti-Semitism. Yeah, Mr. Fish on SharePost.
All right.
So we've had lots of practice, y'all. The next one was the Dorothy Lennon Substack.
Okay, what's the title?
The media serves to crush the working class movements as George Orwell documented. Homage to Catalonia.
That's the title of it?
Yeah. It's got a picture of Orwell.
How America was... No.
The media serves to crush working class movements. So I'll just start reading it a little bit.
Yep, I got it. Okay.
Okay, first two paragraphs are fine. And Dorothy Lennon actually gave me a like on something on Facebook.
Cool.
I was like, yeah, we're going to talk about your piece on,
here you go.
on our show. So the last two paragraphs are the best in my opinion. When the media wants to quell anything harmful to the oligarchy, they always disseminate stories on a movement's failure or how people are surrendering, abandoning it. Orwell's observation calls to mind what Malcolm X said when he warned organizers on how the media serves to quell political revolution. The intellectual explained, quote, when you have a revolution in a country, the first thing you take over is the radio. Then you start telling people the war is over, so all of them surrender. He continued, the majority of the American people aren't segregationists. The majority of the American people aren't imperialists, but the government is. The structure is. The power faction is. Then how do the majority go along with it? Because those who sit in power over the television, over the radio, over the press, are constantly telling the masses how they are free. The media serves to convince the population they need not be frustrated by the current neoliberal political order. When that fails and an uprising occurs, they aim to cripple the spirit of a movement by spreading lies about its abysmal failure or ignoring violence directed against the movement in question. The corporate media has consistently failed to report on the violence perpetrated against pro-Palestinian organizers by Zionists and supporters of Israel. As George Orwell and Malcolm X demonstrate, the media doesn't just serve the elites by lying. They serve the elites by helping to break the spirit and hope social movements can give the working class.
Yep. And I think it's always important to remember, we did the meme last time with the picture of Congress, but all the people that sponsor them in big posters all around the building, and that you always got to think of that. You know, you can look at a politician, but just think about who are their donors. That's really who they are working for, and mentally picture that when you see them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thanks, Kimmy, and thanks, Brian, for commenting so much.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Comments.
Camouflage peace behind war. Yeah, we did a thing about Trump bombing Iran. Like, and now we need to talk about peace. I'm like, you were in peace talks and you decided to bomb them. They couldn't even convince Biden to do that, and Biden wasn't all there. You know. So the next thing I think is this one. Breaking President Trump's new. So this is from Right Angle News. I guess you found it on Twitter, maybe, I don't know. So this is a whole nother angle, and everyone should be extremely concerned about it. Breaking President Trump's new executive order will essentially override the laws that closed the mental asylums in the 1960s, allowing states to once again involuntarily reinstitutionalize people deemed a danger to themselves or others. I guess this is from the actual release. seek in appropriate cases, and who determines who's appropriate, by the way, the reversal of federal or state judicial precedents and the termination of consent decrees that impede the United States policy of encouraging civil commitment of individuals with mental illness who pose risks to themselves or the public or are living on the streets and cannot care for themselves in appropriate facilities for appropriate times of period and more.
Yeah.
Who determines what's appropriate?
I just want to make one comment, not exactly on that. It's just, our regulations, they think they're doing good. And I have personal situations that I've been trying to deal with where I swear the biggest obstacle is the HIPAA. Everything is HIPAA. And it's like, I get the point was to protect patients' rights, but the reality is it just gets used as an excuse to not give out any assistance for patients. Oh, HIPAA, I can't say anything. It's a really, as I'm finding in my personal life, very abused. I wanted to
get to the Colonial Outcasts. That one starts at 305 to 420. And then we got two more if we can get to it that are later in this program. So Colonial Outcasts, this is Mark Wayne.
Yeah.
And it's also where Greg Stoker does his stuff too, I think. And Greg Stoker's also on Mint Press. So they all.
Correct.
What's the guest name? I can't remember. Dr. Roy Casagrande. Casagrande?
Yeah, I guess he's kind of a YouTube star. I've not recognized him, but I guess he gets a lot of viral videos. So here,
nobody knows his name, but apparently everybody knows his face.
Overwhelmed with a barrage of unhinged, horrific back-to-back bad news to the point where you are in shock, depression, horror, survivor's guilt, or all the above at once. But understand that this is very intentional. And that is the goal of the ruling class. All of this was meant to be your death spiral to despair, to the point where you feel as if you are just another inconsequential spectator of history. A mere dot on the space rock, completely helpless and combat ineffective to help your fellow humans from war, genocide, and capital slavery. But I assure you that is not the case. You are, in fact, living in a time where your voice has more power than people have ever had in human history. And while we are witnessing the unraveling and unmasking of the true sinister nature of empire and capital, therein lies the hope, actually. As the new era of a social awakening is sweeping the globe with every act of hypocrisy by the ruling class being laid bare, only increasing the growing numbers of various cultures and demographics uniting against it. The question is, and this is the only question for me that's on my mind lately, is will this lead to a tangible revolution? Because in my not so humble opinion, there is no other choice for us right now. There has to be a revolution or we will lose this planet and everyone in it to the most perverse and vile elites and their sick desires of control over everything.
Yeah, you can pause there.
Yeah. I'm obviously promoting Colonial Outcasts, Mark Wayne, and Greg Stoker, and it's for a very specific reason. I think it's kind of the same as that we really want to promote Sabby Sabs and Brianna Joy Gray, is because these are the folks that are trying to come up with some kind of solutions. And it's really, I would highly recommend Mark Wayne and Greg Stoker, because as you notice what they do, it's wonderful. They prepare their rants, right? And they're great speeches. But again, they're trying to come up with some solutions. And as Mark spoke to, that's why I included this, because about midway through the week, we were going to have a very different focused show, more on the whole mental aspect of what's going on, that it's very difficult mentally to deal with. And so that's why I wanted to include that one. But what I like is they're trying to talk revolution. And it's a tricky one, right? I mean, I think in every episode I'm talking about, well, we really got to get a militia together. And that maybe is more, around the whole ICE, the fact that our government lets guys in masks go around and kidnap people. And that's just like a given. Again, one of my key words of the day, which is the key word of every day, normalization, that we can't allow normalization of this stuff. This is sick, and we're witnessing it. Mass kidnappings on the street by our government. So Yeah, I just thought that was a really important one to include.
So I have heard the term Velvet Revolution.
I know, right?
And I thought I'd look it up while you were talking about this clip because I've watched it. And
Okay, excellent.
Of course, I agree 100% with everything you say.
No, yeah, no, thank you for looking that up because Greg had said that, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I've heard of it. So do you have a definition?
Says the Velvet Revolution was a peaceful protest movement in Czechoslovakia.
It's hard to put into words the horrors that we've witnessed.
Sorry.
That's okay. From November 17th to December 29th, 1989, that led to the end of 41 years of communist rule. It resulted in the establishment of a democratic government and the election of Václav Havel as president.
Which country was that again?
Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
I'm tongue-tied today.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad it went from communist to non-communist, but and again, I don't know the history at all. But it's it is it's a concept. I watched I do recommend the podcast called Revolutions. And he's a good storyteller, and he goes through the different revolutions. And it was surprising how much the 1917 Russian Revolution wasn't that violent. It just wasn't. The night it happened, there were people out in the clubs, and they knew that something was happening, and they wanted to be out and around for it. But I mean, nothing like the French Revolution. Holy shit! The most violent thing that ever went. Oh my God!
And there's a huge danger, like Greg Stoker was saying. Come on, our government is the most violent government in the world. Right now, next to Israel.
Yeah.
And do we really think us fighting them violently is going to work? We have to undermine them in such a way that takes the money away from the bad things that does not represent the democracy of the people.
Sure, you could say that, but I mean, I have a little different take. That yes, you could say, "Oh, I'm nonviolent." When the police come at you, I mean, you better bring some violence into the picture. And yes, they'll call it violent uprising later, right? I mean, look at Jill Stein, right? She's being charged with felony assault of a police officer, and everybody watched the video. She just got pushed over by a bike, right? Oh, and
the cop was like, at her.
Let's do that clip if I can find it.
Yeah. I mean, I have the right to protect myself, to defend myself, don't I?
Right. But
doesn't everyone? But not a country does not. I'm sorry.
But it's gonna be violent. Even in your defense, you got to bring some violence, otherwise you're dead.
For defense.
Sure.
Yes, but we can't go on the offense against them in that way. They will use it as an excuse to hurt more people.
Well,
we have to figure out how to take away their money and their ability to hurt people. If the Colonial Outcasts, if you want to continue to 122.29.
Oh, okay.
It was really good.
Okay, all right.
122.29 to 1. It's only 3 minutes to 126.44.
All right, hold on.
And then we had another minute past that, so maybe 5 more minutes, and then we can get to the rest of it, and we'll bring it in 90. So it starts at 122.29. And I love that so many people are speaking out about these things now. They can censor a few, but they can't shut it down anymore. It's too many people.
There may be a commercial, sorry.
Messiah. Let's say that the illusion of Trump being their Messiah completely falls. Let's say that let's just be optimistic here for a second, okay? And let's say that the right-wing working class that thought that Trump was going to save America and put America first and help their lives and help them get wealthy and prosperous. Let's say that all that falls apart. And now they are completely politically homeless. They have nowhere to go. They can't go to Democrats because they've been shitting on the Democrats. And
are you interested in mushrooms?
Sorry.
Do you like drama? Do you love this? Matt.
To my gratitude, I hope they don't go over to the Democrats. And let's say that Democrats, a lot of people in the Democratic Party have the same kind of transformation, the same disillusionment. They said, you know what, fuck the Democratic Party. They're not doing anything to stop Trump. They funded a genocide. I'm done with the Democratic Party. So now you have this group of Americans who are politically homeless. They're completely done with the duopoly, and this grows. And again, this is hypothetical. I'm being optimistic, but let's just say that is the scenario. What then? What's the next step of the empire? How will they handle this new demographic and this growing population of people who say fuck you to both of them? How does that work?
Well, historically, we have a two-party system because we have single-member district representation. And the way our elections roll out, let's imagine you have three political parties, and let's say one of them has 45% support, one of them has 35% support, and one of them has 20% support. And we'll put them on a left.
I think you went past, didn't you? Oh, no, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, this part I'm not familiar with. I don't know if we want to cover it. I could jump ahead to the
132 to 133.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah, it's funny because he's the guest. I kind of didn't like anything I think he was saying. It was just a little.
He kind of reminds me of somebody in the Illinois Green Party.
Can you give me the number again? Yeah.
133.05.
Okay.
132.05. Sorry, to 133.35.
Okay, and I'm sorry if there's a commercial. When I jump ahead, it can happen.
If we did have a revolution in the United States, there would have to have been some kind of consciousness event that got people into the streets in a coherent way, right? Mm-hmm. Occupy Wall Street wasn't coherent. It was a great attempt. It was an exciting event. I participated in to the extent to which I was organizing teach-ins at Occupy Austin, and it failed. And one of the reasons it failed was, and I would ask them, I would say, what's the political objective? They go, we're not doing politics. I'm like, dude, you're in the streets. This is a protest movement. You are acting politically. You're a human being. Human beings are political. You cannot not do politics. So what you need to do is you have to have a coherent message. And they would push back against me and they would say, no, it's precisely because we're not coherent that we're so inclusive. And I go, look at that. And I pointed to the street as the cars are driving by. And I go, do you know what that is? And they go, no, it's cars driving by. And I go, yeah, that's called failure. If you were succeeding, they would be stopping.
Yeah. No, I mean, he does bring up some issues that I think were really, really kind of important. That was maybe the height of what I'm going to say the word wokeness. Sorry if I'm choosing the right word, but I even remember in the Occupy where they didn't want to have any leader. Oh, God forbid. And so they said a message, and then the next person down said the message, and the next person down said the message. And that was like the cool thing. And so everybody was inclusive. It was a mess. It was a mess. How are you going to get anything done without leaders who will organize and who will, it was not a great example. I thought, Black Lives Matter was a better example because of the emotion around it. A 7-minute video of a guy choking to death by a policeman. I mean,
using an IDF tactic, by the way.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Yep. I remember hearing about that. Yeah, it's just, and again, I mean, he is right. It usually does start with an event. That was the French Revolution went back and forth. That was the other thing that was interesting about the French Revolution was it was a right-wing kind of uprising and then a left-wing uprising, a right-wing uprising, a left-wing uprising. And, we had that with January 6th. As much as people love to, just destroy that thing, it was people uprising. Yeah, it's not our crowd. They were not the folks that we wanted, but it was an uprising.
Wasn't for a reason we agreed with, but
Yeah, but it was an uprising, was people getting together and taking an action. Now, right, they go in and they take selfies when they get in there. No, guys, that's that's
a little crazy.
No, well, it's just, so what was your point? So, selfies? Okay, maybe you didn't really have your, right,
that's your
but
point.
Again, I mean, there are complaints that can be made on both sides. Occupy got a lot of complaints of too, right? So
Well,
it
I
does-
want to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say I want to talk about Kimmy's comment, and I'm still being censored by YouTube.
Okay.
If you can find the blue graphic that says Social and Economic Bill of Rights.
Oh, I don't.
I'll give you time. So Kimmy makes a great point. Even people I know who are sympathetic are just going along and won't even like or repost things. They're afraid of losing their jobs or social approval. And I said back to her, which YouTube denied, I know it's a fear campaign by doing it so publicly to just a few, like they did with Mahmoud Khalil and others. So let me try.
I mean, that I want to comment too. That is so true. I cannot believe the people I know who have not posted one thing about Palestine. I cannot believe
They're afraid
it.
of losing their jobs because people are getting fired.
These people aren't afraid of losing their jobs. No,
Oh,
I know plenty
okay.
of people who are. The job is not at stake at all, at all.
So
And
they're
it's
afraid
just
of losing their social circle.
friends. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's or being political or I don't know. And you know, Kimmy, maybe a lot of it. I did as I kind of decided I was going to go hardcore into the political realm, and I mean, I get the fact that it does take a lot to have the knowledge base so that you can have an argument. And I get that. If people are kind of like, well, I've heard of the issue and it does take work. I mean, we struggle on this show on Syria. We're like, oh my God, try to understand what is happening in that very complex situation. So, and Ukraine that's such a good example too. I mean, you got to go back through that history. I mean,
yeah, people are afraid, I think, of looking foolish or uninformed.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with not knowing.
Right.
What's the problem is blindly remaining ignorant on purpose. Nobody will be mad at you if you don't know. Trust me.
Right. I know.
There's a lot of things that I don't know, but I've taken the time to learn about things that are important to me. And, you can watch this show and learn a lot. And lots of all these other shows that we platform. You can learn a lot from them and go do your own research. But to get back to what, I think it's the social circle. I use my social circles for, maybe not use is the right word. I am myself in my social circles. This is important to me. I will not silence myself. I will not censor myself in any of my social circles to prevent hurting their feelings. If they don't like it, they can leave me alone. It's fine. But I'm not going to not be me. And if it's important enough to you, you will say something about it and you will discover who are really your friends and who aren't. But anyway, go ahead, Scott.
No, I mean, I just thought you made such a great point of how, it's such, I don't know, it's like liberating. It's like a freedom to be able to just say, hey, I don't know everything about this topic, or I don't, because to put on this image, there's a person I know, name unnamed, and it's this battle that they think they have more information than the next person. They're going to show off by having that information. That's not, you don't even want to just go away, move away from that space and find people who are willing to, at least talk openly about ideas. But again, it's nothing to say we don't know. I mean, how complex is it? Think about the early days of Russia invading Ukraine. We didn't know shit. We didn't know anything. We didn't know anything about what had happened in 2014, even though it was all there and maybe it was little things were in the press. But you'd really have to know. You got to know your stuff. You have to actually kind of the value of learning history. Now, when I hear a story, I think, okay, what's the CIA involvement, right? Whereas I would have never thought of that before, right? And it almost turns out always there is some. So yeah. It's a process, folks.
Well, I wanted to cover this.
Okay.
So, Bernie tried this and you saw how that turned out. He just shepherded all of us into the Democratic Party. All the money we donated to him went to Hillary all the stuff. But this is from Democratic Socialists of America, also known as DSA. They have a lot of great ideas. My local chapter is incredible. We're going to have somebody on in August that's from the local chapter that wrote a book, Adam Turrell. But
cool.
You know, we need a social and economic bill of rights. FDR tried it and then was removed from power. MLK tried it and then was murdered.
And you know what? I want to interrupt right there and just say, Henry Wallace, Democrats, 1944, folks. The Democrats destroyed the progressive Henry Wallace. They put in Truman, and we ended up with nuclear bombs dropped. So
in Israel.
Yeah.
He was the one that approved Israel.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
I think so. I watched the movie Truman. If that's true, it was Gary Sinise.
See, look at, folks. Look at how much damage the Democratic Party does. They destroyed one of their own in 1944, Henry Wallace. I wrote a song about it if you want to go check it out. That's how
Where can they find it?
Oh, I got all the platforms. The night the Democrats destroyed Henry Wallace is the title.
All right. Well, we might have to play that next time.
Yeah, we could bring it up. No. But the point is, and that's why I did the song. And the song tells that story. And then at the end tells the story of Obama calling up the other folks and saying, drop out of the race because we got to get Bernie. And they destroyed Bernie Sanders. So that was the point of the song. The Democrats have been doing this forever.
Yeah. They are the, what is it that Butch said? One party steals and does the crime and the other party holds the bag. Something like that. I'm destroying it there, Butch. Sorry.
Yeah.
So number 1, social and economic bill of rights, the right to a living wage job. Number 2, the right to nutritious and safe food. Number 3, the right to affordable and safe housing. Number 4, the right to free, high quality health care. 5, the right to free high quality education. 6, the right to childcare and paid parental leave. 7, the right to disability and retirement income. 8, the right to paid vacation and a short workday, not 12, 14, 15 hours. 9, the right to a clean and healthy environment. 10, the right to associate, organize, and strike.
Yeah. And to
nothing I disagree with there.
And, again, I can't allow DSA to be brought up as a subject and not talk about their higher ups. And they, a lot of people are involved who are wonderful people, but at the very high up, they're a tool of the Democratic Party. Number 5, the right to free quality health care. Biden promised to veto Medicare for all. So the Democrats are not this at all, even though DSA works with Democrats, tries to support them a lot. They are not with this. So thank you, Democratic Socialists of America, but please drop your affiliation with the Democratic Party. I haven't heard the fallout of the AOC thing to see what happens with AOC.
It's still falling out.
Okay, yeah.
There's going to be a big convention in Chicago.
In Chicago. Okay. All right.
Yeah. One of our DSA members here. I'm also a member.
I didn't know that.
Locally.
Okay.
Is going to go up there, and we'll see what happens from that. I'm not going to divulge their plans.
Well,
don't feel like I have a right to. Yeah, and it does sound like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
But it's what's right.
Yeah. No. Oh, I'm sorry. The 10. I meant the fairy tale of the DSA working with the Democrats. That's what I meant. I thought you meant by fairy tale.
Oh, yeah. I think.
Yeah, no.
She can clarify. I think she means, having all those 10 things be part of our lives.
Of course. Well,
so we had one more. I don't know if we'll.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this one. I really want to do it because it ends with Jill Stein and Green Party and Third Party. So
okay. Well, I had a little article. I'll just read really quick. So in contrast, our neighbor to the south, Mexico, raises the flag for health sovereignty. Claudia Sheinbaum during the signing of a presidential decree ensuring integration of health services. So they are trying to do universal health care in Mexico.
I gotta learn more about their president. I have not been keeping up, and it sounds really positive.
She's beloved, and it's because of AMLO. It's the same party, I believe. And
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows for sure. But it was kind of like an actual political revolution where the person that was challenging the established parties won the presidency.
Okay.
And then the re-election, that party won again, but it was a different person.
And then help me with in England, the guy that he just left the Labour Party. I saw
Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy Corbyn. I heard they instantly had like 30 or 40,000 people join, and so now it's already like the third biggest party or something. I don't even know what it's called. But
can we get a million Democrats to join the Green Party?
Right. Exactly.
Do you understand what that would mean?
Yeah.
Everybody that voted for Jill joined the party.
Right.
She got almost 1 million votes in 2024. Just join the party, organize, make the party what you need it to be. You see something that's not happening, volunteer, do it yourself.
And I do want to make the point that, it's different, joining the Democratic Party, joining the Republican Party, even that idea is kind of, ew. I mean, you don't need to, right? They're going to be on the ballot. You just go in and vote,
They don't need your help or your money.
Right. They don't need your help, right? But you join the Green Party because it's a group to organize under, and it's a way to be involved. It's a great way to be involved. So it isn't, I keep saying it over and over, I don't even look at the Green Party like it's a political party. I just think it's an organizing tool. And so I think, and that's where its strengths are. So, but let me get this up. This is Nick Cruz. He's my favorite. I hung out with him in Chicago when they did their tour for the poor with Rome. They came at the Hampton House. So I hung out with him, and he's just one of my favorites. And let's see if I'm starting this at the right place.
I'm trying to find it. Sorry.
Okay.
I lost it.
Let's see.
We skipped around a little today. Oh, there it is. 57 minutes to 59.
Let me see. Oh, it might have been the second one. Well, let me just wing it and just
107.45 to 109.45.
All right.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reveals her Jewish heritage.
This was a while back. This is an old article. Yeah.
Of course you did. Of course you did. And you guys realize that there are people like Hassan Piker. Once again, I'm not punching down. He's pretty fucking influential. Hassan Piker is telling his millions of fans to trust AOC and distrust Jill Stein. Hassan Piker, remember, way more influential than us, has convinced a ton of people that Jill Stein cannot be trusted. But we must trust this person, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Do you guys see how cooked the United States left is?
Pause for emphasis.
Meanwhile, you have third-party activists that is apologizing for not liking Zoran Mamdani. I will not apologize for not fucking with Zoran Mamdani, man. Look at how vocal they are speaking out against Jill Stein. Someone who was brutally arrested fighting the apartheid regime while AOC was lying about ceasefires. Meanwhile, Hassan Piker loves her. Hey, Jill Stein. Meanwhile, we're supposed to apologize because we're advocating for third parties. And by advocating for third parties, if you are running as a Democrat, you're using resources that are not going to a third party, which means you are us, our enemies. I need third-party activists to realize this. For the people who keep apologizing for not liking Zoran and don't liking the next Democratic sheepdog. If you support building third parties, it's our job to make the argument for why people need to stop supporting Democrats in the first place. If you're like, oh no, I like this Democrat. Oh no, I like this. I like Thomas Massey. You know, Thomas Massey is great. Even though he don't support healthcare, he's willing to allow Americans to die without healthcare. He's 100% okay with Americans
Yeah, I'm going to stop it anyway.
Yeah.
But he was making a broader topic that the same thing happens on the other side. That basically, yeah, they put out one good bill, but it's kind of a psyopy thing too. But he makes such a great point that it's like, guys, I get really upset when I see people in the Green Party supporting Mamdani. I get really pissed. I know, but he's the big new darling.
Yeah, I know. He's the flavor of the year, I guess.
You are supporting a system that's genociding. You are supporting a system that is trying to destroy the party you're in. What the hell are you doing? I mean, stop the support of Mamdani, folks.
Yeah, let them do them.
Ugh.
And focus on building the Green Party, because we need more people to do more work in the Green Party. And I recently sent out an email, and we've been getting pretty good donations.
Oh, good.
So it's really starting to pick up.
Excellent.
So I'll make the last thing I'll do is please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, share it to your friends, because apparently they've cut off my means of getting the word out on Facebook. I had like 60 groups that always would repost my stuff. I would just share it to their group, and they have their own. It's not an automatic post, but Facebook says, no, you can't do that anymore.
You know, maybe I'll have to do it for a while, because I see all the ones.
Me.
Yeah, I see all the ones that you post, and they're fantastic. But yeah, maybe I'll have to do it until they ban me,
We'll just keep trading back and forth.
Right.
Yeah. So, and also please donate to the Illinois Green Party. We are going to have a state slate of candidates, at least 2, maybe more. We're still working on it.
Oh, we're definitely having more. No. But we've started the soft launch. We have a soft launch of Edie Arndell. You will start seeing her more. And Griselda Romero. And so we're definitely, it's soft launch, folks. we're gradually getting it together. But it is happening, and it's exciting, because we need better representation, and we're getting the right folks to be doing it too. That's important.
And I would be down to, use that economic bill of human rights.
Yeah, of course.
It kind of covers it all, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Green Party has great platforms itself. I mean, we have great platforms.
Yeah,
and,
just to like focus it down. Like, what we want is your life to be better.
Yeah.
We will get in there and we'll fight for it, because we can't be bought. I can't be bought. No way.
Right. No.
It's just disgusting. Like, rich people, billionaires.
No, I mean,
but there's a lot of people in my community that see me for who I am, and know that if I win, that I will go in there and fight for them, and they still have my ear.
I want to just bring up one more thing about the Epstein thing, because I do want to put one context that I think is important. And again, it kind of has to do with the whole CIA, my focus on CIA. So the Epstein operation was a way to be able to film people who they thought were going to be big in politics, or maybe that was part of their plan to, once they've got film of them, to promote them, put money behind them, put them in power, knowing that they've got something against them, so they will do whatever they want. And this has been going on for decades, folks. So that's where the Epstein issue is important, because what they were using, it's a Mossad CIA thing to blackmail people, to get them to do exactly what they want. And that's why we see this insane level of support for a genocidal country. I mean, it's insane to watch it. There is no doubt that the Epstein operation has a lot, has part to do with what goes on. No doubt.
So we have 20 people watching. I didn't know that it could tell us where. 15 are on X, and 5 are on Green Live Stream on YouTube, because YouTube and Facebook have been censoring us. I'm sure it would.
It is on X. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I wanted to challenge each of you to donate $5, $26 for 2026 or more. $5 is less than a cup of coffee, especially if you get something good.
I know.
So we need donations. We are building our campaigns. I need to have somebody help me build a website that is not in my skill set. And, we're going to have campaign materials and organizers.
So, right. I don't pay attention to X, but I do pay attention to X, but I don't pay attention to little banners at the top. Illinois Green Party is hosting, and then it gave the title Mass Death, and right at the top. So that's why folks are seeing it. Oh, thank you, X. Okay. I got to pay attention a little more. So that's why we got 15 people from X. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
And please share this stream to your friends. Just circumvent, the censorship. We're going to have to.
Oh my God. Yeah. Everybody go to the Green Party platforms on all the socials and share, it's really important, and comment. Because
I'll put the thing in the chat here. It's ilgp.org/donate.
Yeah.
It should take you there.
Cool.
There we go. I wonder if YouTube's going to block that.
And folks, we get together every Thursday night on a Zoom at 8 p.m. and you can find that Zoom link at ilgp.org/events. We just do a Thursday night hangout. We just hang out. And so anybody can come in and ask questions, or we're talking strategies. It's every week is completely different. So now for something completely different. That's it. Monty Python reference for those who might be a little younger.
Wasn't that Captain Kangaroo, like Rocky and Bullwinkle too?
Really?
They kind of borrowed it.
Right.
That's where I learned it from.
Oh, okay. Then Monty Python may have stolen it because they were around. Bullwinkle and they were around way before.
So I want to answer a Sarah question before we leave you all. We went over. We always do. Wanted to know about if we have Substacks. There are people on Substack that I highly recommend.
We are not,
Yvonne Scott.
Oh, yes.
It's 3 a.m.
Yep.
Does incredible work.
Yep.
Incredible. Yvonne Scott. YVONNESCOTT. And just look up It's 3 a.m. on Substack. And Joe Harrington also does some really good work. I think he's on Substack. And Mr. Fish. A lot of my stuff I get from SharePost. SharePost is amazing. So
with all the organizing we do on the Green Party, I just
no time to write those things.
That's something that's a little out of our realm. But we're on Substack quite a bit, and we're checking things out there. And
and go to
Caitlin Johnstone's Substack.
Caitlin Johnstone. Yep. But our governor candidate Griselda Romero, presumptive, I guess I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. Right.
She wrote a really good piece at my request, and we worked on it a little bit together. I helped her edit it. And I believe you pasted it on the Illinois Green Party Facebook group.
It is there. Yep.
And
it's
you want to know the difference. Yeah. I was just going to say, you want to know the difference between AOC and the ordinary politicians they'll just use any vehicle. They're at the side of the road. How can I get to DC? I don't care. Am I a communist? Am I a libertarian? Am I a Democrat? Am I a Republican? Don't matter. Green Party, can I get in? And we're like, no, we don't want those kind of people in our party. We want people that are working class and that have big hearts and understand what the real problems are. It isn't a career. It is a way to put the power back in the hands of the people. There's my speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
Please donate, like, share, subscribe, all the things.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Try to enjoy your Saturday.
Yes.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising. Fight the power.